day. And I want to also appreciate the CEO of this company for the privilege to be here today to speak to you, and the personal assistant to the CEO, Honorable Favor Orinami. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate, sir. All right, so having said all of this, we are going to dive into the main business. I mean, why we are here today. So that's where we are starting from. What SWIFTtrip is. Okay, SWIFTtrip is our co-owner. It is yours if you are a subscriber. I want you to get that. This morning before I left the house, I got a call from a strange number, and we got talking. I got talking with the caller, and it happened to be a journalist. She began to explain that one time I spoke to her about a business, but she did not remember to save the name with the topic of the business that I shared with her. So she decided to call to know more about the business. So I said, okay, this is what it's all about. And she started, bringing ideas of how she's going to come in to, campaign about SWIFTtrip. Because why? I told her some time ago about my business. And this is why we always encourage everyone, shareholders, subscribers, to keep on spreading the news of this beautiful innovation. Okay, if I had not told this woman some time ago, a woman that didn't even show interest, a woman that never, believed that one day she would come to her, realization that maybe this thing that young man shared with me some time ago, I might be needing it. So that is why we never get tired of talking about SWIFTtrip. That is why day and night we are here talking about SWIFTtrip. That is why we are never tired of talking about it, because there are people that will be hearing us, and I want you to know that there is somebody that it is today's presentation, that we open the eyes of that person again. Ambassador Chukwuemeka was speaking yesterday. He said that someone he told about SWIFTtrip some time ago is now that the eyes of the man open. And the man was like, even if this thing will be sold for 500,000, that he will buy it. That he never saw it in this fashion. This is what we are talking about. So what is this SWIFTtrip that even people that didn't listen to you, that didn't pay attention to you today, will come back tomorrow asking you, please, I want to know about it. Even when the price has increased, they will say, I will still be part of it. That is to tell you that there is something. This is not like a business. This is not a business as usual. There are businesses, we all have heard about different kind of businesses. Some are still there, some are long dead. But this business of SWIFTtrip, there is a spirit behind it that both the subscribers, both the intending shareholders, they love hearing about it, and they are never tired of it. What is SWIFTtrip? What is this SWIFTtrip? SWIFTtrip is a decentralized mobility and commerce service providing business. Okay, SWIFTtrip is a Web 3.0 decentralized eco chain system. It's a platform built on the blockchain. If you understand the word blockchain, it will make it easy for you to comprehend what we are communicating here this morning. Blockchain is that era. That era of internet that is bringing us, the power, that is giving us the power to be in total charge, in total control of every activity that happens in our platform. As a system built on the blockchain, what system am I talking about? SWIFTtrip. You are simply the CEO of this platform. Wherever you are connecting from, wherever you are, as a subscriber, you are the CEO. I saw a response that CEO gave to someone that was talking about CEO, the chief CEO, the most senior CEO, because I am still representing chief executive, of this operation. Now, this young man was saying that he should come over to, I think, their state to talk to people about this business in one of the radio stations there. So CEO responded, you are me, I am you. So any state you are now, just know that you are the CEO of SWIFTtrip in that state, and you are expected to cover that state. That is the power of the decentralization we are talking about. So as a system that is decentralized, we call it decentralized mobility. What is mobility? Mobility is movement. Mobility is transportation. Mobility is, a situation of, a situation where you move from one place to another, from one location to another. Are we getting it now? So, yes, a situation where you can move from one location to another. That is mobility. Okay? And we say commerce. Commerce is in this transportation we are talking about. Okay? Commerce is in this transportation we are talking about. And what is commerce? Commerce is that platform where you can what? Buy and sell. That is why we call it e-commerce, electronic commerce, where you can buy and sell online. So now let's move forward. The next thing we'll be looking at this morning is, what are SWIFTtrip core services? What are SWIFTtrip core services? And I will be doing justice to this by breaking it down to you, even to a layman's understanding, what we are coming to do. That is what this whole grammar you see here is all about. What kind of business are you people doing? What is this SWIFTtrip doing? Okay? It's not just enough to say we are a company, we are doing business. What are those businesses? For now, we have 5, and the number 1 is aviation, is e-commerce, number 4 is logistics, and number 5 is hospitality. Not only am I going to list out these 5 core services, I'm also going to be breaking them down. You have to understand, because there are some persons here in this meeting that it might be your first time hearing the word is aviation. You're a little bit confused. Okay, so the word aviation in its simplicity is air transportation business. I mean, everything that has to do with airports, airline. Okay, now, for instance, if you look at your screen now, as I'm speaking right now, look at your screen. Maybe you are not close to your device. Look into that screen now. You will see airports. I mean, you will see airlines, air flights, aircrafts. And we have the likes of Air Peace, Eric. These are companies and more. We can't even name all the aviation platforms worldwide. There are many out there. We are just mentioning these few to help you understand what we SWIFTtrip is coming to do. This and more you will be seeing as we proceed. Now we have the next one, which is the e-taxi business. E-taxi business, we have the likes of Uber, we have the likes of Bolt, InDrive, Alibaba Express, Enviable Transport. I'm coming to talk about the Alibaba Express, that is e-commerce. All right, so now the word e-taxi simply means electronic taxi. Electronic taxi in the sense that with that your device, you can command, you can connect to this driver wherever he or she is. You can use your mobile device to connect to them, and they come to your location to pick you up. They render every service you want. At the end, you will, in return, be grateful, because this is going to save you a whole lot of stresses. It's going to save you stresses. So now, this is what we're also coming with. We also have the e-commerce. E-commerce, that is a platform where you can buy and sell. A platform where buyers and sellers meet. A platform where you don't necessarily have to be in the head office, in their physical office, physical location. A place where you can buy, you can shop freely as you like. You can get whatever you like, or whatever you want online. This is what we are building, and we have many companies out there that's already doing what we are doing. There is a reason why we always say already doing what we are doing. I'm coming to explain that. Now, we have the likes of Amazon, Jumia, Gigi, Alibaba Express, like I mentioned earlier, Temo, Waka Waka, and so many other platforms out there. But SWIFTtrip is coming with something massive. Yes, there are companies that are already doing it, but we are coming to do something that these other companies that have been before us will marvel at by the time we arrive. Now we look at the next one, which is logistics. What is logistics? The business of logistics is to move those goods, no matter how heavy these goods are, no matter the quantity of these goods. This logistics agent, this platform ensures that whatever you purchased online get to your location in good faith. Everything safe and intact. Are we following here? So this is what logistics is coming to do, and we have companies that are already doing it. We have the UPS, we have the DHL, we have God is good logistics. Thank you very much. We have even the feeders, right? Yes, yeah. So these are companies that are already doing all of these things, So SWIFTtrip is also incorporating this in this platform. And guess what? We also have the Hilton. We have Chevron Hotel. We have many other hotels out there. Presidential hotels, Sheraton. We have all these big hotels out there. But guess what? SWIFTtrip is coming with something that these other companies have never thought of. They have never imagined. So now, if you look at all of these that we have showed you, this is how to know businesses that are original. Businesses that are original are businesses that will show you what they are doing. If it is product, they will show it to you. Any service they are rendering, they will show it to you. Now, we are not hiding any of the things that we are coming with. That is why we are saying that we are presenting these 5 services to the public. But then, let's look at something, which is the question that is in the mind of many people today. And what is that question? So, has SWIFTtrip gone live? Can you hear the question that somebody is asking now? Excited, like wow. Because why is this person excited? I'm coming before I give you answer to this question. Why is this person excited? This person is excited because we know about aviation platforms, we know about e-taxi platforms, we know about e-commerce, logistics, and hospitality, but none of these platforms are none of these are in one app. There are companies that all they are focusing on is just the e-taxi. As a matter of fact, the second richest man in the whole world is only e-taxi business that he's into, that we know. Let me put it that way. And I believe that is the one that made him that big, that gave him that position, that rank, global rank. Now, somebody is excited because for the first time in history, that these whole big giants are coming together in one platform. In one platform. So you that is asking that question, my answer to that question is no. SWIFTtrip is currently at its development through vision phase and calls for subscribers to facilitate business development. So this is the answer to that question. If SWIFTtrip has gone live, all of these things we showed you now, you can't find it out there yet, because the thing we are looking for, the people that will benefit from this are not yet completed, and we don't want them to be left out because we don't even know who these people are. That is more reason why we keep talking, because we might be talking to the right person now. That is why we keep encouraging ourselves to keep talking anywhere, anytime we go out there, because we might be talking to the right people without knowing, irrespective of how many no's we have gotten, irrespective of how many persons that have said no to us. So I want you to also understand that it's not everybody that you told about this, no matter how beautiful, no matter what you have been able to see, it's not everyone that can see it with you. And that is why in SWIFT we say, all we can do is to show it to you. Our own is to show it to you. We can't compare you, we can't force you. You can take a horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink the water from the river. So now, why have we not started operation? If I should answer that question this way, I would say, you that is here to subscribe is the reason. Because by the time you and every other number that we are looking for is completed, business is launched. It's as simple as that. So now let's look at the subscription plan. Before this time, we had subscription plans. But now, subscription plan, singular. That is to say, we are talking about one. Yes. Now, what is that very slot we are talking about is the node. Subscriber subscription plan profit share slot is node slot. And what is the cost of this node slot today? The cost of this node slot is $180. But when you look at it, you will see profit share subscription. That is to say that what it will take you to become seminars, we rent halls. That is where we buy data from, with which we talk. So company is saying you can't be doing this from your own pocket. Because you believe in this vision and you decided to push this vision to help others know about it, we will sponsor it. It's as simple as that. Yours is organize it. Talk to people about it. So that $80 is reserved. That person coming now is going to pay for that advert. That is how beautiful SWIFTtrip is. And now, what is the ownership? I mean, what you are getting back in exchange for that $180. What you are getting back is 0.0 in 5 places 125%. That is your ownership as a subscriber. Now we want to look at the next one, which is when will SWIFTtrip go live? The first question was, has SWIFTtrip gone live? Now we want to look at the other one. When will this SWIFTtrip go live? Okay, so we are saying that SWIFTtrip profit share is 5% in volume. So business launch is at the sale of 3% share volume. Thus, the launch of SWIFTtrip is embedded in the milestone of 2.4 million subscribers. What that simply means is that out of this 5% that SWIFTtrip is selling, that by the time SWIFTtrip sells 3% of this 5%, we will launch this business. And now we are saying that there is a milestone, which is the time set. This is the time frame for someone that is saying, when shall this business go live? We are saying that it's going to go live at the reach of 2.4 million subscribers. That is the milestone. That is the time. That is the season that SWIFTtrip will launch business. So it is very clear and well stated. Now the minimum volume to sell is 3%. The volume per share is 0.0 in 5 places 125%. So when you divide by your ownership, which is 0.0 into 5 places 125, it will give you 2.4 million node units. What that simply means is that the 3% that we will sell before this business launches, I mean that we must sell before this business launches, divide by your ownership, will give you 2.4 million nodes are owned by human beings. So when we say 2.4 million, it simply means 2.4 million shareholders. And these 2.4 million shareholders are first-hand class customers of SWIFTtrip. So initial business launch before scaling global is in Nigeria and United Kingdom. What we are saying here is that this business we kickstart in Nigeria, where it's originating from, and United Kingdom. As a matter of fact, these two countries are very much ready right now. They are ready, well prepared, because both in Nigeria and United Kingdom, we have been recognized by the government of these two countries. We are well registered, we have the documents and everything needed for us to operate as a company. So now, you want to go into research or do more research, deeper research. You want to believe what we are saying to be true. All we can do is to present some of the certificates to you. And here we have the CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. This is also EFCC, SCUM. This is also United Kingdom certificates. All of these you can go into your own, you can do your own research. DYOR, do your own research. So, having said that, we want to look at what makes SWIFTtrip stand out from the others. We have to explain this because all the services we show to you, our core services, are services that are already in existence. These companies are already in existence. So, but this morning we want to show you why we are coming to do what others are doing, and we are so passionate about it. We are so proud to say that this SWIFTtrip will make you and I trillionaires in dollars. And somebody will say how? Because there are giants that are already in this business. That is why we are introducing the PYC policy. And what is PYC? This three-letter word simply means pay your customers. This is the foundation, the strength, the secret. This is the source of the confidence of every member of this company, except someone that joined without understanding the business, which we also encourage. Don't wait till you understand it before you join, because if you wait till you understand it before you join, you might miss it. But now, you and I that are already in the business, that understood why SWIFTtrip is going to be different, know that there is no other secret but the PYC, pay your customer, because in these whole businesses, we are the first to introduce. SWIFTtrip is the first. We might not be the first platform, first aviation platform, we might not be the first e-taxi platform, first e-commerce platform, first logistics and hospitality platform, but we are the first to introduce the PYC policy. And what this PYC is telling us is that we, SWIFTtrip company, we will be paying our customers, those that will be coming to patronize us, those coming to book their flight with us, coming to book their ride, coming to buy, to shop online on our Swift mart, those coming to book hotels with us and to use our logistics services. Any of these people, even you and I, shareholders and subscribers, we get paid at the end of that very transaction. So we want to show you how, using the e-taxi analysis. Now we are going to be looking at this. Look at the number one person we want to start with is the passenger, and we consider this passenger to be a profit generator. Why? Because without this passenger, we earn nothing. So the passenger here is the profit generator. So when this passenger meets with the driver, the passenger pays. That passenger pays at the end of that trip. Remember, this passenger will pay according to the distance covered, according to the kilometers covered. So that is how the money that this passenger will pay will be calculated by the system. And when that is done, whatever this passenger pay is considered to be 100%. That is why you see that 100% leaving that passenger, the profit generator, to the system wallet. So now, when this is done, what happens next is that the money begin to go around. Distribution takes place, and as a matter of fact, this is AI. Okay, So this whole thing is going to happen within a second. In the twinkling of an eye, every member of this company gets his or her own profit of this transaction that was made. So now we look at the next. Now, the next is the platform. If you look at the boss, the platform, SWIFTtrip platform, SWIFTtrip is not the service provider. We are coming to talk about the service provider. SWIFTtrip is not the service provider. SWIFTtrip is the platform provider. And as a platform that provided this opportunity, that provided this platform for this business to happen, the company reserves 10%. And this 10% that is reserved by the company is used for global expansion. That is why we always say that in the business of SWIFTtrip, there will never be a time that the company will call for fundraising. There will never be a time that the CEO will call the subscribers of this platform to raise money for other countries' development or for expansion of this business. No, because the company had already made provision for the future that we are yet to enter into. And that is why any country that SWIFTtrip want to establish this business, it will not stress nor find it difficult to achieve. So 10% has been taken out of that 100% that was generated, and we are left with 90%. So we have profit shareholders. These profit shareholders comprises of the node holders and the stakeholders. These two are the shareholders, and what goes to these shareholders is 5% of that money. This 5% is being divided this way. The stakeholders takes 2% with the 10% that the company reserved for further global expansion. It remains 85%. So let's look at the remaining 85%. Now we look at the next person here, the driver, who happened to be the service provider. The service provider takes 80% of that amount that was generated. Why? Because he is the one that owns the car. Why? Because he's the one that fuels the car. Why? Because he is the one that services the car. Why? Because he's the one that does the job. He provides the service to the people in need of it, and is always available and at their service. So company, considering the effort of this man, what this man is doing, why we or many other shareholders are busy engaging in other activities, this man is busy working for us. So the company said the only way to appreciate this man in all of this is to give him this whooping sum, and that is why he's going with the lion's share of this profit generated. So this 80% meeting with the 15% gives us 95%, and we are left with 5%. So let's see where this remaining 5% goes to. Now we have the generation of the customer passenger referrals and the generation of customer drivers referrals. These are the people that brought in the customer that patronized us, and the people that brought in the driver that is rendering the service for the company. Don't forget that SWIFTtrip pays down to fourth generation. SWIFTtrip pays from the first to fourth generation. That is what you are seeing here on the screen. The first person, the person that did the direct referral, the person that referred the passenger, with whom the passenger used his or her link to subscribe, to download the app and book this ride. The person gets 1% anytime that particular passenger books a ride with us. 1% goes to the person, and in his generation, the second, third, fourth goes with different percentage, and the second goes with 0.3%, the third goes with 0.1%, and the fourth person here also goes with 0.1%. 1% plus 0.3% plus 0.1% plus 0.1% equals to 1.5%. And the same thing happens to the generation of the customer drivers referral. the same way they earn, totaling 1.5%. So 1.5% from the customer passengers referral meeting the 1.5% from the customer drivers referral equals to 3%. 3% meeting with 95%, that gives us 98%. Now it remain the last one. Now the remaining 2% goes back to the passenger. This is the what? The PYC that we are talking about. 2% goes back to the passenger that booked the ride after he or she has paid for that service that was rendered to him. Now the company gives him back 2% of that amount that he or she paid. That 2% plus 98% makes it 100%. And this is how the money generated by the platform, logistics platform, and hospitality platform, the same thing happens in all of these platforms. It's not only in the e-taxi platform that you get 2% cashback. All right, so now let's look at who is the brain behind SWIFTtrip. Who is the beautiful brain behind this powerful innovation? Because looking at this thing, oh my God, it's not something that anybody can easily believe where it's coming from. By the time I say who is the brain behind this, most persons are already thinking developed countries like it must be a Chinese man. It might be an American. All of this is going through the straits of the minds of the people. Maybe a Japanese. Okay, so let me shock you. This is the lion behind SWIFTtrip, and it's no other but His Excellency Honorable Richard Nadi. He's the founder and the CEO of SWIFTtrip. He's also a Nigerian from Enugu State, Udi to be precise. So this is the man with whom God has, given this powerful innovation to bring down to you and I, and we are grateful to God to be part of what God has called him to do today. And here I would be handing over to my brother and the personal assistant to the CEO in the person of Honorable Favor Orinami to take us on what this business will be doing for you and I in the future. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate this privilege.
All right, thank you very much, Apostle Bonnie Bush. Really appreciate it. Thank you for doing justice to us, for making us understand in details what this business SWIFTtrip is all about. Really appreciate you, and I believe to everyone that is here today, if it's your first time, you must have heard or understood the business in full. Okay, so now let's just a minute. Okay, so quickly want to look at how you subscribe or how you profit as a subscriber in SWIFTtrip. Of course, it is very important for you to know how you earn as an owner of a business like this. How you earn from a business like this. It's amazing. Nobody will want to venture into a business without knowing how he or she will earn. Especially a business that have these 5 lucrative services, 5 profitable services, ranging from aviation, e-taxi, logistics, e-commerce, and hospitality business. Sir, imagine owning just one of these services. The truth is, you cannot just compare your finance now to what it would have been. Imagine one man just owning e-commerce service, and yet is the second richest man in the world, just e-commerce. How much more if you bring these 5 services together? The profit you will make from this business is something you just cannot comprehend. So Apostle Bonnie Bush has been able to tell us or show to us how you benefit from this business, right? How you earn as a customer, and also how or what the business is all about, where we are as we speak, which is an opportunity for you to grab. Now, quickly, I will be showing us how you earn as an owner of this business. Okay, so let's look at how you earn in the future. Knowing that we've not launched business, just like Apostle Bonnie Bush said, we've not launched business, we are still at the vision phase. So how are you going to earn in the future when we've launched business? Let's look at that. Now, for this analysis, we want to use an e-taxi for this analysis, and we are using per trip analysis. Now, let me try to break it down. What we want to do is, if one trip happened, we've launched business, for instance, we've launched this business and one trip happened. From that one trip that happened, let's assume that trip costs 8,000 naira, because that's what we have on the screen here. Note that trip will be very flexible. The price of trip will vary depending on the distance covered. Now, we are assuming a trip costs 8,000 naira in Nigeria. Of course, Americans are not making use of naira. The United Kingdom are not making use of naira. So we are using naira because we are in Nigeria, right? Now, if you are connecting with us in the United States, you will be using $10. We'll assume that one trip happened in United States and it cost $10. So we can start using all countries, maybe legal tenders. So we'll just use the dollar and the naira. Okay, so you understand your legal tender very well, so you can do your own calculation with your own legal tender, whatever amount. So just follow us. All we just want you to do is to understand this thing that we are showing to you. Now, $10 and 8,000 naira. You want to know how much you're going to earn from this one trip that took place. How do you do that? It's very simple. Very simple. Now let's look at it. You simply do 8,000 naira multiply by your ownership percentage. I remember very well when Pastor Bonnie Bush told us that if you pay $180 to the company's account, what you are getting in exchange is your ownership, which is very important. It's very important, your ownership. Now, you simply multiply the cost of the trip by your ownership, which is 0.0 in 5 places 125%. And if you do that, what you will get is 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo. Someone was saying yesterday that this is too low. It's too, I think I was saying what they use, unarguably low for a share company. I think we tackled that yesterday. That person is seeing that as being low because he or she does not understand yet what we are doing. He or she does not understand the power of volume. And that person is so much in love with Ponzi scheme. Those are the kind of people that will tell you, bring your 1 million, in 24 hours you're getting 2 million, 3 million, without you even asking how are they getting the returns. So I want you to take note that this 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo is not small in any way. And I'll show that to you. Before I show that to you, let me do the calculation of the $10. $10, which is the cost of the trip, multiplied by your ownership percentage. What are you going to get? 0.0 in 6 places 125 cents. Like I said, it is not small. We will show you quickly how this cent, this kobo, can become millions, billions, and trillions of dollars. How this can become millions, billions, and trillions of dollars. Now, first of all, I want you to note that this SWIFTtrip you're getting now is an opportunity for you. Sir, man, if you are listening to me today on the Telegram meeting or on YouTube or Facebook, I want to ask a question, sir, man. If you have the opportunity to be a shareholder, a co-owner in Uber or in Bolt or in Coca-Cola, when they were at the vision phase. Can you compare your finance now to what it would have been if only you identified with them when they were at the vision phase? No, you just can't. Now, looking at the business we are doing, a transportation business, is there anything that you personally think can stop the transportation business? No. I will give you time to think about it. Maybe during questions and answer, you can raise your hands and tell me if you think there is anything that can entirely stop transportation business. Let us know. We want to learn. We want to know, so that we will stop saying it. Show it to us. Because even COVID-19, that was the greatest pandemic ever recorded, was not able to shut transportation down entirely. Why? Because once there is lockdown in Nigeria, in another country, transaction, there is movement. Movement is ongoing. And when there is lockdown in that country, in another country, movement is ongoing. So nothing can entirely stop the transportation business. Now, this is not something you should joke with. This is not something you should joke with. Let's quickly look at how cent, kobo can become millions, billions, and trillions of dollars. A case study we'll be using here is, okay, let me just make it easy and simpler for everyone. We all know Obasanjo. We like using him because it fits perfectly in this analysis, in what we are saying or what we are talking about. I think he's one of the few persons we know who is a shareholder in MTN. MTN is something that we make is a telecommunication. We make use of it here in Nigeria, and is an African. Okay, it's an African business. It's not a global business. Sir, man, do you know that whenever you and I recharge that 100 naira, that 200 naira, 500, whenever we subscribe, we simply earn, or rather, he simply earns according to his percentage. He earns according to his percentage from every recharge card, from every data you and I subscribe. And Google has it that he makes at least 45 million naira every day. This is a new day. At least before the end of today, we'll get at least 45 million naira. Amazing. That is why we keep saying that even if you're to take him and put him in desert, he will turn that desert to paradise. So that is because he saw a system and he was able to identify a system. Sir, man, let me tell you, there are people who also had the opportunity to be a shareholder in MTN when they were at the vision phase. But do you know that they declined it? Because to them, it does not make sense. But because it does not make sense to them, did it stop the business from coming to reality? No. The ones that can see with the eyes of their mind, they saw it and they ventured into it. That is to tell you that every business we are seeing today was once at the vision phase. And it is only those that have the heart of a lion, those that can see, like I say, with the eyes of their mind, that are able to see it and key into it. Every opportunity is not for everybody, but then it is available for everybody. It is left for you to see it. Because everybody cannot be rich, sir. Everybody cannot be wealthy. If everybody is wealthy, who then will do those minimal jobs for us? Now, that is why I keep saying that SWIFTtrip is for those that are preparing already for their future. Those that are preparing for their future. Those that do not want to suffer. Those that don't want to get poor. Those, oh God. SWIFTtrip is for those that are rich in heart, in mind. SWIFTtrip is not something you should miss out on for any reason, whether it makes sense to you or not. So long you've seen it, my advice to you is to be part of it. Don't miss SWIFTtrip for any reason. I mean, for any reason. Don't even let your mom, your dad, your friends, those are your loved ones, don't let them talk you out. Sometimes our loved ones are overcaring. They are overcaring that they don't, I don't know if I would say they don't want our good, or because of that overcaring, they will then pamper you or pet you to the extent that you will miss something tangible in life. All in the name of they are protecting you. All in the name of they are protecting you. That is why as an adult you need to be responsible for every decision you will make. See it or don't see it and decide by yourself, so that tomorrow you can hit yourself or hit your chest and say, yes, I